Alright, welcome back. So, in the last couple videos, we ranked all the Beyblades in Metal Fusion from worst to best based on their competitive viability. And in this one, we're going to be ranking them basically from cheapest to most expensive, or basically on their price tag. So, obviously, we're going to be using eBay or the secondary market because that's the only place that you can really get them anymore. And the other thing is that I'm not going to be like comparing these to like sealed, like in the box products because those are very hard to find and also very expensive. So these are all used, like you will find these on eBay for this price kind of deal. So, or I'll give you a general range of what these are going for. And I also sell these a lot, so I kind of know that way as well. So let's go ahead and start with the cheapest one that you will find, and I'll explain like why these are going for what they're going for and all that too. So the cheapest one is Rock Scorpio. Rock Scorpio is the cheapest one for a couple reasons. I think it's mainly the fact that there's no like iconicness to it. Like I just watched the anime and I've already forgot the guy who plays this thing. Like I have no idea what his name is. And you know, when people buy something, they want to like know like the character. And as you'll see as we move along the list, the characters do play kind of a big role in it. And you know, they want like that something from their childhood. And like literally nobody knows who this guy is. Like that's what I'm saying. Like nobody knows who this is. And it's kind of unfortunate because it is a good Beyblade, but no one's, I mean, very few people are like competitively doing Metal Fusion nowadays. But you know, anyway, that's besides the point. Basically, I see these go for anywhere from $6 to $8. Now, I'm not including shipping at all. I'm just doing the base price, and these go for around $6 to $8. So very affordable. Also, another reason is that there are mid fakes now, and there's still quite a few of mid fakes for Rock Scorpio, and those are selling like brand new in the box, and I mean, you know, they're not original, but like they're so close, and for the most part, they're pretty well made. So people are just gonna buy that over getting one that's like damaged, like a damaged original. So that could be another reason why. So cheapest one. Let's go on to second cheapest one. I don't think this is going to surprise anybody. This is Storm Capricorn. So they ranked pretty low in the last video that we did, and it ranks low again. Couple reasons why. There are mid fakes for it, obviously, so that's going to drive the price down. And another thing is that like iconicness, like the character that plays as Beyblade is in like maybe 2 episodes, and like especially like when he's in the tournament against like Ben K or whatever, he gets like one shot and then he's out. It's like, come on, bro. You know, like they just do him like super dirty in the anime. And then it's also just not a very good Beyblade, which also probably drives it down. I don't really know, but basically it's not very iconic, and so there's not really a demand for it. And there's also mid fakes. This is going for about $12 to $13 as a raw price. Um, kind of in the little bit more than Scorpio, but still not very high. Go on to third cheapest, which is Burn Phoenix or Burn Fireblaze, depending on what you want to say there. So he's really cheap. He has mid fakes, obviously, of this. You can buy a mid fake for $20. It's brand new, great condition, all that. So, and this is going for around $13. I think that's because it's like, again, the character that plays this, um, just he's barely in the show, and that's my guess why it's affecting the value so much. But again, I don't really know. You can buy a brand new in the box Hasbro Burn Fire Blaze for 20 bucks right now on eBay, I think. So keep that in mind. Let's see. Next is Serpent. Again, there are mid fakes of this. There's a lot of them. And so that's going to drive the price down. And it's also, again, not very iconic. He's in literally like one episode from the anime. Like all the ones before this one, they were in like at least two. This guy, I think his name's like Reggie or something. I don't know. Reki, I don't know. But he's in like literally one episode. So obviously people are like, I have no idea who that is. And for good reason. So again, people want like that iconicness of like, oh, that was so and so's Beyblade from the anime. So when they see this, they're like, I have no idea who that is. But or I guess he's in 3 episodes, I think, because he plays Kenta, and then, or no, the Ares guy, and then he plays Kenta, and then he plays Pegasus. But anyway, you can buy these for about $13 to $14, depending, depending on the day. A little bit more than or a little bit more than Blaze. Okay, on to the next one. Is Dark Wolf. So this one kind of surprised me because he's kind of the leader in the first, season of the first or that of Metal Fusion series. He's kind of like the leader of the Dark Nebula. So I was expecting the price to be a little bit more. It is a little bit more than the others. You can buy this for about $13 to $14 in that range. And again, this one also has a lot of mid fakes. So you can buy a mid fake of this for like 20 bucks. And a lot of people would rather do that than buy one that's like damaged. So one kind of surprised me. Go on to next one. This one kind of also surprised me. This is Libra. Again, this one has a lot of mid fakes. You can buy one. I think this one's a little bit more expensive. Or no, this one's actually cheaper. This one's like $17, $18. And I don't know why for mid fake. But for an original one, unfortunately, they don't sell that high. They sell for about $15 to $16. Usually about 15 bucks. And a lot of the times, like you can buy them for cheaper if the performance tip is damaged, but I don't know why you would. You can pay the extra couple dollars and get one that's in better condition. So go on to the next one is Earth Eagle. Eagle is, again, kind of surprising because it's a pretty iconic one from the anime, but he's in the entire series. Same thing with Libra. So I was kind of expecting a little bit more, but they're still making mid fakes on these. So it's going to drive the value down quite a bit. You can get this one for about the same price, about $15 to $18. So it also depends on like the version that you get. So the one that's like completely purple is going to be, $15 to $16. And then this one that I have is a little bit harder to find. I'm not sure what it's from, but I think it's from a battle pack. But anyway, this one's going for around, I paid like $30 for it, but it depends on the version. That one. So, but most of the time you're paying like $15. So, on the next one is El Drago, which again, such an iconic like villain in like season one, and he's ranked like he's not like that expensive. You can get him for about $15. Um, depending on the quality, that's you. I mean, if it's in better shape, you can get like $20, but really you're around that 15 to 20 range. Um, Again, they're making mid fakes to this one as well. It's going to keep driving the value down, and there's also a Hasbro version, and that's also going to drive the price down. So you can buy the Hasbro one for brand new in the box for like $50. So kind of hurts. Next one. This is, Storm Pegasus. This is the protagonist, Jingo's Beyblade. So I was expecting it to be a lot more, but again, they have mid fakes of this selling for $18. They have the Hasbro one. It's been there's other options, I guess. If you wanted to really get a Storm Pegasus, like there's a lot of options. So for the original Takora Tommy, looking at about $18 to $22 for the original one. Again, like if it's in really bad condition, you're looking at lower 18. If it's in better condition, about $22. Those mid fakes are kind of like cutting the middleman out and driving the value down quite a bit. So next one is Dark Gasher. A little bit harder to find than what I thought. I guess it's in pretty high demand for some reason. So this one's going for about $20 for an original Takora Tommy one. And condition does play a role in that, but they're around that $20 mark. Some go for 25, but they're really on the low end. Again, this is a Beyblade that has a lot of mid fakes, so that's gonna again drive the value down. You can get a mid fake for Gasher for like I think $16. So there's that, I guess. And again, he was only the character that plays him. He's only like in the first series or the first like season. He's not really anywhere past that. And I'm gonna be honest, he is the worst character in this in the whole thing. He is the worst one. Like I don't know if that's a hot take or not. I guess Madoka is up there too, but this guy, I don't even remember his name, crabby guy, is I did not like him at all. I didn't like him then, I just don't like him. So we have next is Ginos. Again, this one's really surprising for a couple reasons. I don't think there's a whole lot of mid fakes on this one, from what I could see. I don't think there's hardly any left. They are running out, and this one is only a little bit more than Gasher. This one's ranking in about $22 ish. So I think again the iconicness factor kind of plays a role because for an original Takora Tommy, like with no mid fakes, I would expect it to be a little bit more. There is a Hasbro version of this, which could drive the price down, but I don't know. Like I guess like the characters, there's two of them, and they both play this Beyblade, and they're barely in the show, so I guess that factors in the price. I'm not really too sure, but around $22 for this. Up next is Rook Oro. This one also kind of surprised me because there's no mid fakes of it. I don't think there's even a Hasbro version of it. So, you know, I was expecting the price to be a little bit more. And it's about the same as Ginos. You can pick them up somewhere between $22 to $25, depending on the condition. So this one would be about $25 because it's in really good condition, obviously. So I guess the character that plays him in the show, he's barely in it, so that's gonna affect the price as well. He literally gets beat by everybody, so I guess that's another factor. Up next is Sagittario. So this one's a little surprising because there are midfigs of this. You can buy one for $20, I think. But I don't think there's a Hasbro version of it. But don't quote me on that. I'm not too sure, but that also might affect the price. But this is going for about $22 to $25 ish, somewhere in that range. Uh, I think what kind of drives the price up for this one is that the character Kenta is in the entire series of the metal franchise, so maybe that affects the price. Even though he gets beat by literally everybody in the show, and he's a terrible blader, but whatever. Up next is this one actually surprises me. So, Thermal Pisces character is, his character is pretty cool in the show, but like he's not even in it that much. He's in 3-4 episodes, and he loses, I think, both of his matches. So there's that. This one is going for about $25. So a little bit more than Sagittario, but still more than I was expecting. Again, also, if you find one with all the stickers, that doesn't really matter. They still go for about $25. Next is Rock Leone. This one really kind of surprised me, but I was expecting this one to be higher because, he's very iconic in the show. He's quote unquote Jenga's rival, even though he loses basically every time he plays him. But anyway, that's besides the point. Everybody thinks he's like such a cool character, and I'm like, I just completely disagree. He's like, I don't know, like Kaiba, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, he there are mid fakes of this, but they're all sold out. So people are trying to sell the mid fakes for like $45. And there is a Hasbro version of this, so that also kind of affects the price. So to get an original Takuratami one in good shape, and that includes the performance tip. A lot of listings that I see, they either don't have it or it's broken, so don't buy those, obviously. Get one with a good performance tip. That's going to run you about $25 to $28. Again, if it has all the stickers, you're looking at, $28 to $30, but, with everything intact, with, maybe like light scuffing on the stickers and stuff, you're looking at about $25 with a, maybe slightly damaged performance tip. So let's go on to Earth Virgo. This one is kind of surprising until I found out that there are no mid fakes of this one. So that's going to drive the value up. It It does have a Hasbro version, so that's why the price isn't as high as some of the other ones that are coming up, but still pretty high. These are going for about $30 to $35, depending on what condition they're in. This one would be like $30 because it doesn't have the stickers. Doesn't have the sticker on the face bolt, but everything else is in pretty decent condition. So um, one with all the stickers would be 35, maybe 38, and so kind of depends on like also like the seller too. Like some of them are more forgiving than others, but the consensus is somewhere around $33, which kind of surprises me because again, this is a character playing this Beyblade that is barely in the show. I mean, he's in I don't even know his name, and he's in the show like twice, but his Beyblade's more expensive than like Rock Leone. It's the fifth most expensive Beyblade, so whatever that's worth. Um, Up next, now we're getting into the ones that are getting up there in price, I would say. This one is interesting. This is Dark Bull. Now, there are mid figs of Dark Bull, but even those are going for like sealed, those are going for like $40, which is crazy. But again, I think what happened is like the people that were making the mid fakes are like running out of production on those even because they're selling them so fast. So as of right now, those are going for quite a bit, about $40. So now it does depend on the condition of the original Takora Tommy. Um, I don't think there's a Hasbro version of this, which is why I think it's a little bit more expensive. These, like this one right here, it's missing these two stickers up here. But other than that, it's in pretty solid condition. This one would be around $37. The low end is 35 and the high end is about 40. So again, the mid fakes kind of mess with the prices of these. If there was no mid fake, like completely no mid fakes of this would be probably probably around $50. So on to the third most expensive Beyblade is Rock Aries, because there is no Hasbro version and there are no mid fakes of this. So the value is going to keep going up. The character itself in the show, I guess, is kind of iconic. It's one of Jenga's like old friends, so I guess there's some value there. It's a pretty cool Beyblade. Like it's aesthetically pleasing. It's different, it's pink. So I think like that might drive the value up. People like the look of it. I mean, I do, but anyway, this will run you about $40 on the low end. So if there was no stickers, those stickers were damaged, it'd be $40. So, and if it's not damaged, if it's in good condition, that'll run you around $42 to $45, depending on the day. So this one here is about $45. And moving on to second most expensive one is Storm Aquario. Now, as you see, the stickers are damaged, so it's going to drive the price down quite a bit. But the main thing about this Beyblade is that, as far as condition, is performance tip, because I've seen so many where this is just damaged, and the price is still around $40 for some reason. So make sure that this is like in good condition. Like that's the main thing. As far as the stickers go, um, on the low end, $45. So this would be about $45 as it sits here because the stickers are damaged. On the high end, it can go up to $50. So that's with all the stickers and this still intact completely, which is pretty surprising. But again, there's no mid fakes, and I'm pretty sure there's not a Hasbro version of this. So the value is going to drive up. And realistically, the people on eBay can charge whatever they want for it because there is no like competition really. But you know, like there's no one else, there's like no other makings of it to drive the value down that we know of. But so it's kind of unfortunate. But most people are putting this between, you know, 40, 45 to $50. And we have the most expensive Beyblade and Metal Fusion is Cyber Pegasus. And I guess I can understand why, even though the character in the anime is like almost never, well, he's in like 2 episodes, and then you know you would think that would drive the value down, but it doesn't. This Beyblade is so incredibly rare, and that is why it's so expensive. It's also, again, you know, it's painted, so it's uh it's hard to find in like mint condition. Whereas, you know, with like these other Beyblades, you can like polish them up or, you know, kind of remove some of the wear off of them. They still have like battle scars, but you can still like clean them up. With this, you can't really do that. You would have to respray it or just take like all of the paint off, I guess, and try to see how that looks. But people want like this with all the paint on is ridiculous. So I bought this for $40, lower than the last ones we looked at. But to get this even out of the box in better condition than this, with like all the paint, or not even all of it, with most of the paint, people are charging upwards of $100 for it. And I guess it makes sense because there's only one, and that is the Takoratami version of this, and that is it. There is no other makings of this. No Hasbro. There's no mid fakes. There's no dual pack where you can buy 2 of them. None of that. I'm pretty sure the only way you can get it is from a video game, and that's it. It's incredibly hard to find. Maybe it has its own box. I'm not too sure, but from what I've seen on listings, like it comes with a game. I'm not sure what game it is, but it comes with one, and it's incredibly expensive because it's there's only one, and it's really hard to find. So I know I just repeated myself like 6 times, but anyway, I cannot stress enough how hard it is to get this in mint condition, and that's just going to drive the value up. So mine is about $35 to $40. For a better condition one, you're looking at $100, maybe even $200. So if you're going to invest in anything, I would try to get your hands on this in like a sealed box because I'm pretty sure it was last year that I bought this, and like during that time they were going for around like a full painted one was going for I think $50-$60. I should have bought it, but I didn't. I bought this one, and now they're going for, and they have sold at 80, 90, $100, and I wouldn't be surprised if that number jumped to 200 shortly. But yeah, it's incredibly rare. Doesn't matter about the anime, but the anime doesn't factor in this, but it's is what it is. All right.